And so you had a little bit of run out just after Christmas on Boxing Day. You had a little bit of a run out there, and you got involved in a charity game, Karl. Talk us through it.
Well, yeah, I played a game of 7-4-5 rugby. I got invited by Staffordshire Quantums, who are a rugby league club in the Midlands, who also operate out of a rugby union club, Rugeley Rugby Club. I got asked to come along and play a bit of rugby.
An invitational?
Well, I think, actually, if we're being honest, I invited myself.
Yeah. What's the opposite of an invitational? I don't know.
Well, no, to be fair, they put a post out online basically saying if anybody wants to come along and have a run out. And I was like, well, I've got to run the Christmas dinner off, which is always that uncomfortable day in it after Christmas. God, and then it was my birthday the day after. I thought, well, what better way to just have a bit of a run out. I haven't played for 12 months, so lace the boots back up, back out of retirement. Yeah,
green boots or white boots? Or what
luminous yellow, mate.
Yellow. Right, okay.
Obviously, make you run faster, don't they?
All right.
That's why you wore green boots, in it, or yellow boots, or what?
No, they're in the bargain bin at Sports Direct. That's why I got coloured boots.
Right. Okay. Anyway, there is a reason why I decided I wanted to speak about this. So, 7-4-5 game. The idea was come up by Rob Burrow. Number 7 for Rob Burrow. Number 4 for Ed Slater, rugby union player who I think created the game with him, and number 5 Doddie Weir. That's why it's called the 7-4-5 game. I didn't actually know that. I had to do a bit of research. I know they played a charity MND game at Headingley earlier on in the year. So I just thought it was a good place to have a bit of a discussion and see if there's any legs in a game like this. So,
what is the reason for it? What's like the goal of a 7-4-5 game? Like, if it's like an underlying, this is why we've done it. What is it?
Well, I think they created it because I think the MND cause has kind of brought rugby league and rugby union together.
It's bridged the two, hasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. So I think that they wanted to create a game that both league players and union players could play. There was a bit of a spectacle that fans from both codes could get involved in. I think that's the reason that they sort of put it together. So it's kind of hybrid rules. It's like, I'd say it leans more towards rugby league, but you've certainly got elements of rugby union in it as well.
Well, it would do, wouldn't it? Because rugby league's a better game.
Mate, so. I've just spoke about try to bridge the gap, right? And you've just jumped in with a fucking comment like that.
Okay, I apologise to any rugby unionites that's watching this podcast.
We're getting abuse on comments again. Right, the rules. I'll go through the rules as you interrupted me. 13 aside. Unlimited play the balls in your own half.
Yeah. And
then you have 6 tackles once you cross the halfway line. Right. 5 points for a try. That messes with my head. Couldn't get around that.
Right. Yeah, right, okay.
Still 2 points for a goal. So
a conversion.
The scrums and line-outs.
Right.
But the both actually...
uncontested.
Uncontested, yeah. So kind of didn't get the point of the line-outs.
Well, you've got to give the Unionites something, haven't you? Right. So, okay, I won't be so facetious.
You can rip the ball.
Right.
During play at any point, which...
perfect for Walker.
Definitely a rule that leans towards rugby union. And the defence only has to go 5 metres back.
Perfect for Walker.
Why is that perfect for me?
Is there no reason? Carry on.
It's like you're suggesting that I'm unfit or something.
No. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, hang on. Right, so that's the rules. If I'm going to review it, the first 10 minutes of the game... It was an absolute fucking shambles, right?
Right.
The union lads didn't know what they're doing. The league lads couldn't get used to only going 5 metres back. The markers were a mess, and no one could get used to playing unlimited tackles in their own half. That was just weird. After 10 minutes, it settled down, and people started getting used to the rules. And do you know what? I actually thought it was a pretty enjoyable game.
Did you?
Yeah.
So there's a couple of aspects there that seems to be like could be exploited. So what became like the trend for those unlimited tackles in your first half? Was it just like up your jumper, just keep smashing, union-esque?
This is the bit. So we started off, and because I was on the predominantly the side with the league lads, you were doing 2 or 3 drives, and then that were it. Then we were using the width for getting the ball out wide, wanting to hit the gaps out wide in between the centres and things like that. And then we quickly realised, actually, we don't need to be doing all this flashy stuff so early on, because you can stick it up your jumper and just keep grinding it out. And and make the defence work, which is, you don't have to do that in league, do you? You've usually only got 6 tackles unless you get a repeat set or anything like that. But you don't even have to start thinking about shift plays or anything like that until you've got over the halfway line. And I tell you what, it's tiring in defence. That was the thing I took from it. Like I say, by the time we got into a rhythm, both teams knew what they were doing. At first, I was like, "Oh, you've only got to go back 5 metres to defend.
Bonus.
This is easy." Like that first thing, like rugby league players, you used to tackle done, sprinting back at you, get back onside as quick as you can. When you've only got 5 metres to go, it's like, "Oh, okay, this is decent. This I can do this all day long." But when it's a 20 tackle set.
Yeah, and they've picked a channel and you're in that channel.
Yeah, it's a different ball game altogether. So I found myself in at second marker quite a lot, and I was like, I'm like on my 8th or 9th tackle in a set of 6 now, and it does get really tiring. So,
but that's even worse because you have been known to play in like a dinner jacket sometimes, haven't you?
Oh, get out! I was the dirtiest player on the field, mate.
I'm not talking about punching, Karl.
I think it bridges a gap really well, does this game, between rugby league and rugby union. I went in there thinking it's going to be a bit of a shambles, just a bit of a laugh. But I actually finished the game, and my genuine opinion of it was, it's pretty decent, this. And if you're a rugby union player that wants to dabble in rugby league, wants a bit of an introduction into rugby league, I think this is a really good way to go about it. And I would actually encourage rugby union clubs in the area who are thinking of maybe having a rugby league club or playing a few rugby league games in the summer, actually try this version of the sport, because I think it bridges the gap really well. I think it's been well thought out.
See, I think what I took from that, I've got a question for you in a minute as well as this, but I sort of thought, well, it's really good if you've got a rugby league team who's playing second fiddle at a club, a rugby union club,
yeah,
to try and get them. But then I thought, well, why would a union club put that game on? Because they're risking more union players starting to play a league. And I'm not sure they kind of understand the benefit of it. And there's still these, dinosaurs in rugby union clubs that don't want their players to play a league. We see it all the time, don't we?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't play, lads, sorry, because we've got this, we've got rugby union pre-season. It's like the most important part of the rugby league calendar, the back end of the season, and union players are starting to drift back. So, I'm interested to sort of see how that goes. Rugeley have always been, in the last couple of seasons, been very forward-thinking and backed their league team, I think because a lot of the committee play in the league team, but, they're very good at it, and I don't know if other teams would. Can I do one other question, though, Karl? Having played with those rugby union players, you'd have also got a bit of a feel for them before the game. What do you take from them now? Like, have you got like a renewed respect or a renewed understanding? Like, what did you take from playing with those union players in a game where it's almost common ground?
Well, I have played union before, so it's a bit hard to answer that question. Like, they are different sports, completely different sports. The lads were great. Generally, the club the game was played at was, I think they both respect either code, to be fair. It's not like what a lot of rugby union clubs are like. I suppose, I'm not really answering your question, but I think obviously I'm giving you an opinion on this sport from a rugby league perspective.
Yeah.
But I know, speaking to some of the rugby league union lads, they did really take something from it. I'll give you an example. From the kickoffs are completely different in rugby union out to rugby league. A lot of time in union, the ball gets kicked 10 metres, 15 metres tops, and there's usually a challenge for the ball to knock it back to your own side.
Yeah.
In rugby league, obviously, the kick is predominantly kicked long.
Yeah.
I'd say 80%, maybe 90% of the time, your halfback catches the ball. You're within that 20-metre zone, aren't you, in front of the post. Usually a halfback catches the ball and lays it onto a second row or a prop forward who's usually stood behind you. So I said to some rugby union lads who were on my team, so they were standing at the front, I was like, no, stand behind me right on the back line. And straight away they thought that was like alien to them.
Yeah.
But then the kickoff came straight to me, straight in my hands. And I told him, I said, just run on my shoulder, tell me which side you're on, and I'll pop it up to you. So I caught the ball, popped it up to him. He came charging onto the line, and he came up to me after he went, that is awesome. He says, just run, having that big charge onto players. He's like, I fucking love it. And then same happened again, and like after the game, he came up to me, he was like, mate, them kickoffs are absolutely, I absolutely love it. So I do think the Union lads took a lot from the game as well.
Yeah, it'd be interesting, if there is someone out there that's played a Union, strictly Union, not dabbled in league, has been involved in the game. Perhaps someone from the Quantums wants to come on and just sort of share their experience. I'd be really interested to hear that. What about the cause, Karl? It'd be probably worth mentioning the cause for the Quantums.
Yeah, so they did it to raise some money for MND. I think there was like some raffles and things after the game. I think the main reason the game was on, there's quite a good sense of community at that club, and it was just to get everybody together at Christmas, a way that they can involve both the Union side and the league side, and have a bit of an ease up and a drink after the game. And yeah, it was great. It's really good.
Excellent. Okay, so to summarise, 745, is it a game for the future, or is it just a flash in the pan?
It's never going to take over either sport, obviously, but I think there's a reason that we can keep playing it. Yeah, I genuinely believe that, and I didn't have that opinion going into the game. I thought it was just a one-off flash in the pan. But yeah, I do think it has got potential.
Do you think there's potential for the 745 Outsiders podcast?
You never know.
You never know.